So here's a oldie but a goldie. So this goes all the way back to 2009. This must have been at the end of the year, and if it wasn't then, it was the beginning of 2010. Either way, same time frame in the year, you know. So I lived in an apartment called the Colonial Apartments back in Paris, Texas, and my dad decided to be a father for the first time ever, and he was like, "Hey son, I'm going to give you my old couch." I didn't own a couch. I thought, you know what, bro? How could I ever claim to be an adult if I don't have a couch? So I got it. He brought it over, and I was ecstatic because it was the family couch that we used to have before he robbed my mom and took it away. So I was like, okay, cool. Came back, keeping it in the family. That's how it's supposed to be. Little did I know that my douchebag of a dad decided to give me a couch filled with cockroaches. So overnight, my apartment was covered in cockroaches. If you don't know anything about me, I am fucking terrified of cockroaches. They scared the living shit out of me, man. I don't like them. I hate them, especially the water bugs. Fucking hate the water bugs, man. So I'm just like, all right, you motherfucker. I'm scared to go out through my house. I can't even have food in my house because I'm afraid that it's gonna get contaminated. And I'm broke as shit. Okay, I used to work part time as an assistant manager at Domino's Pizza. I made just enough money. Technically, I was full time, but I didn't have benefits, so we're just gonna call it part time. But I made just enough money to pay my rent, and that was all I had. So any money I had left over was probably like 20 bucks for the entire month. You know, stay in school, kids, right? So, anyways, I'm low on funds. I've got maybe 6 bucks, right? I bought sodas and stuff like that, so I had 6 bucks. Well, my buddy Singleton is staying over with me because I kind of kidnapped him for a little bit. I'd be like, hey, come stay with me, play video games with me, you can live here for free. Not a bad deal, right? I was lonely. I needed somebody to hang out with. So the roach infestation was like really fucking terrible. I have never lived like this. I still have to this day never forgive my father for this piece of shit. And he knew exactly what he did. It's fucking nasty, man. I wouldn't do that to somebody I hate because I hate that shit that much. So I also didn't have a car at this time. So me and my buddy Singleton decided to walk the 2 miles to Walmart in the middle of the night. So we left at like 2 in the morning. We got there I think at like 3 in the morning. And we were just walking around. This back when Walmart would actually be 24 hours, the good old days. Thanks so Biden. I'm kidding. And we found this clearance section fucking bug bomb, right? And I'm just like, "Oh, I can afford this." It had one of those weird labels on it, and the bottle can thing was green. Now, you should have known it was probably going to be a problem because I could have swore, and I might be wrong here, but I could have swore the text on it was in Pakistani. So I'm like, oh, I can afford a couple of bottles of these. Now, here's the thing. After I paid for it, I had just enough money left over to buy one of those super fucking cheap vampire movies. Because if you remember, Walmart used to have these bins with those really shitty, cheap fucking DVDs or whatever. So you could just like dig through the DVDs to find which one you want. They always had like Paul Blart Mall Cop or just shit like that. Well, there was this movie called like Van Helsing. Not the good Van Helsing from 2004 with Hugh Jackman. I'm talking about the Van Helsing. I think it was called Van Helsing, but the guy in the movie's name was Van Helsing. So we go back to my house, and me and Singleton have this brilliant idea to not read the labels because you're supposed to set one off at a time or something. You're not supposed to set off multiple bug bombs at the same exact time. I, being the genius scholar that I was at the time, working part time, full time at a local Domino's, had no intentions of actually reading the cap, reading the bottle, reading the label, the warning, the disclaimer, terms of service, whatever you want to call it. So we set off all three. Brilliant. We go back in my room, and I put a towel underneath the door. Not very good, of course. Honestly, I think that was my only towel too. Now that I think about it. So we pop in the fucking DVD of the Vampire Hunter guy, and the whole movie is just the most atrocious shit ever. Like the guy he had a tiny little knife in his breast pocket. He'd go, that's how he killed fucking vampires. I remember thinking like, why did I spend my remainder money on this piece of shit garbage? Why did I do this? Why? So we go to bed. We fall asleep. I wake up the next morning. Um, it's like noon 30 or some shit, and I have to go to work pretty soon, right? I have to get ready to go. Well, we felt very strange that morning, my friends. We felt very different, a little enhanced, if you may. So I go to work, and all day I'm just zipping around the restaurant. I'm just answering phones like crazy. I'm making pizza like crazy. I'm keeping everything clean and caught up. Boxes are being folded. You know, customers over the counter, we're getting that shit out, man. I'm getting that shit out. It's me. It's all me, baby. It's all me. Singleton was working at Popeyes at the time, so it's about 8 or 8:30 because that's when he would call me because I'd be getting off about 9. And he called me and he was like, "Hey Reed." That's my last name. He's like, "Hey Reed, I don't know why, but I'm so strong today. I'm picking up all these buckets of chicken by myself with no effort." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm super speed today, man. I'm all over the fucking place. I got like I'm the Flash. It's fucking wild, man." And we were both like, "Man, we think the bug bomb gave us some superpowers. That off-brand Diet Coke over the seas fucking bug bomb from possibly Pakistan gave us superpowers." I've been telling this story for many years, and it wasn't until 2018. It wasn't until 2018 that I was telling my roommate at the time named Dustin Taylor. I think it was his last name. I don't even remember his last name. Holy shit, I'm terrible. But I was telling Dustin about this, and he just looked at me and he goes, "Are you sure you weren't just high?" And I had never fucking considered that in my entire life, and it fucking dumbfounded me. It was just like when your asshole stretches open and you see something brand new. I may be a little bit messed up right now, but I'm not high, I promise. But here's the thing about it. I never fucking thought about this in my entire life. It never crossed my mind, not once. Every time I told the story to somebody, they always give me a weird look, and now that I think about it, now that I reflect on this in my infinite wisdom of being a 31-year-old, I might have just been high, and the people I was telling this story probably thought I was just stoned out of my fucking mind. But nobody had the fucking balls, the gonads, the god to tell me how, why are you just letting me tell this story to fucking everybody, man? Like, I got no radiation to give me superpowers, and I wasn't no victim of a freak accident. It was bug bomb, and I'm pretty sure that I was fucking stoned out of my mind along with Singleton off a fucking bug bomb. Or maybe, just maybe, we really did get superpowers. Who's to say? Well, whether or not we did or we didn't, it was very temporary anyways, but I still think that this is a very fun story, and I'm going to continue telling this story for many years to come because it's just something that I don't know, it's just like one of those core memories, you know? And it's one of those things where you're never going to forget this. Like no matter how long you live, what kind of shit happens, what kind of brain trauma you receive, you're always going to remember the story. And I cannot wait to tell my kid about how stupid I was setting off 3 clearance section fucking roach killers. That actually did do the job, by the way. Success. Nice. But would I recommend this shit? No. There's no telling if everything that's happened to me since then has just been a product of my imagination since I've been high. Maybe I'm still coming off of the DMT experience from the bug bomb, and everything that I lived through up to this point has just been an experience that I've hallucinated this entire time. I don't even know, man. For all we know, PewDiePie never became 100 million subscribers. Maybe Donald Trump never became president. Maybe the world really ended in 2012. Who's to fucking say? I don't fucking know. Maybe Bleach will be coming back pretty soon, hopefully. That's all I gotta say on that story. Stay sober, please, and don't. I'm not endorsing, inhaling bug bomb Pretty sure that took off about 5 years of my life. So let's be a little cautious here. Okay. Stay safe.